So the other day, my girlfriend, who I'm making up for the purpose of this intro, asked me, do I think the Hokage could beat the Akatsuki? Which on the surface is a fair question. The Akatsuki containing some of the strongest, most hacks characters in the entire series, and if we're being entirely honest, the Hokage themselves seem a little lacking. Kakashi doesn't seem that strong, Tsunade is a bit of a pincushion, and Tobirama's just a speedster that doesn't really have too many showings to counter all the hacks that the Akatsuki offer. But then Minato, Hashirama, and Naruto are just absolute monsters. If this is a battle royale, it's a done deal. The Akatsuki are getting boxed up, no ifs, ands, or buts. Unironically, Naruto or Hashirama could send in like one clone and solo the entire team. But if they run this crew battle style, or Iron Man style, and we take the top tiers and put them at the end and run it from weakest to strongest, I think that's a bit more interesting. No need to waste anyone's time, let's just get into it. Straight up, Tsunade just claps up the low tiers. I'm talking Zetsu, Hidan, Kakuzu, but let's actually talk about it. In her performance against Edo Madara, she demonstrated speed relative to the V2 boulder-lightened Raikage A, and power far superior. Technically, her kicks, according to the guidebooks, scaled to Continental. We're talking Biju Dama in AP, which might be true considering Madara's Susanoo tanked the Ten Tails Cataclysm, but crumbled under her toes, and is almost completely unkillable in her 100 healings jutsu. Another thing I never hear brought up is that the Shinra Tensei is stated to negate all jutsu, meaning Tsunade base tanked the chaotic Shinra Tensei in base. A weaker version of the same jutsu, one-shot Gamabunta, the same summon that held down Nine Tails and brawled Shukaku. The only reason she died was from wasting her chakra on a bunch of do-nothings like Shikamaru. Zetsu is not a combat type. And the clones, even when enhanced with Hashirama cells, get no-diffed by random shinobis in the Alliance. No way in hell are they taking one of these bad boys to the chin. The only way he has any hope of winning this fight, really, is if he hits her with some of his spores and then runs away. But inevitably, Tsunade is finding his chin and/or just straight up nuking the battlefield if he's underground, and he's just not surviving. Or maybe, hypothetically, he could hide, he could pretend to be Dan and sneak up on her and stab her in the heart, but then still, she just grows it back. If he's in punching range, he's dead. Hidan can't even hope to kill her, unironically. Even if she was unaware of his immortality gimmick, if they traded blows, dude might literally get his head knocked off. Yeah, he survived the Two Tails paw, but Tsunade scales to Edo Madara's full-body Susanoo in base. His partial Susanoo is brawling the Eight Tails and the Nine Tails at the same time, and he nearly won, and Tsunade tears it apart with her bare hands. She might be out here like the Doom guy, fucking rip and tear. Even if he got her blood, it's not doing shit. He stabs himself in the heart. Oh, shucks. Dude, it's doing nothing to her. She regrows her heart. Nothing's happening. One clean connection and Hidan is paced. I don't even think she needs to activate her 100 healings to win this fight, honestly. Now, Kakuzu is where some problems arise, but still not even. He's slower than pre-pain fight Kakashi, who is slower than Sasuke and base Naruto. Meanwhile, Tsunade's relative to full power V2 light boulder Raikage A. In terms of taijutsu, Kakuzu is also relative to pre-pain fight Kakashi. To be frank, it's just a bad matchup. She's too fast, too strong, and if they're boxing, he just doesn't really have an opportunity to ever use his diamond skin, as we again saw with Kakashi, which means he's getting tore apart like a sock puppet. And even if he did activate his diamond morph, whatever the fuck bullshit, Tsunade's and Sakura's punches seem to operate conceptually pretty similar to the Gentle Fist. They hold and garner chakra in their hands and then release it into their target's body and dump it, which is causing internal and external damage regardless of the outer body itself. As we see in the fight with Kaguya, Sakura's punch hits her in the back of the head and then blows out the front. I'm just saying, if you think Kakuzu's skin's harder than Kaguya's, there's no helping you. I'm not saying Tsunade's as strong as Sakura, but at the same time, maybe. I mean, Hashirama does look at her big punch and is like, she might be stronger than Tsunade. I don't really know. The last time I saw her, she was 8. Kakuzu would put up his diamond skin and then still get his heart blown apart regardless. I think the boxing would heavily favor Tsunade, and if a slower Kakashi can hold his own against Kakuzu, she's smacking him into the dirt before he can activate the technique, and even in spite of it. I'm sure he would open up the battle, probably most likely with one of his giant AoE attacks, but she would unironically just run straight through it. We've already seen her do it in her fight against Madara. She just doesn't care. She's different, bro. Konan, she's literally paper. Get that shit out of here. Assuming that her 100 healing technique was activated in the fight with Kakuzu, then she's coming into this fight against Konan at full power. What is she doing? Paper cutting her to death? It's just not happening. Additionally, Katsuya's acid would just completely invalidate her paper. This acid is so intense that even Orochimaru says that it would kill him, and we see how difficult it is to kill this man. But in character, Konan would probably just try and fly around her and use paper bombs and try and win this battle by attrition. But Tsunade is fast enough and strong enough to catch her, and if she does, it's a wrap. She could jump high enough and is fast enough to tag and crush full-body Susanoo, and we know how tall those things are. Of course, Konan could just fly higher, but again, at long range, I just don't think she's going to be tagging Tsunade, considering how quick she is on her feet. Medium diff, but Tsunade takes it again. Now, Deidara, I think, gives her some problems, if not just defeats her outright. Even if she was at full power at the start of the fight, I mean, obviously, she's stronger and faster than him on the ground, but in the air, which he would be in character, he's not coming down there, my guy, and he's fast enough to keep up with Inoki. I just think there's absolutely nothing she can do against this man. Like, he's just raining down bombs on her from above, and it's a wrap. Also, even if she's healing all these things off, what's she doing against C4? What? Oh, my mitotic regeneration. Oh, Lord, but my cells regenerate and I grow new organs. Okay, cool. They're all gone. But I think that's where it ends for Tsunade. Despite her having better matchups against people higher up on this list, Deidara is just a hard counter to everything that she brings to the table. It's just the worst matchup she could possibly have. Well, except for maybe Sasori. But even still then, if for some reason you think she magically blitzes Deidara and one-shots him, which she could in character, Kisame is stopping her. She's not getting past him. Like in a 1v1 in character, he's drowning her. Obviously, if she lands any hits, like like Killer B did, he's dead. There's nothing. He's not coming back from that. But in character, I think he would straight up just drown her the same way he did Killer B. He'd be like, I'm not dealing with that. Good luck healing off this drowning, buddy. As a bonus, I'll throw in Sasori. She's not dodging all this shit. She's taking one hit and she's dead. The poison, this poison that Sakura countered, it took days and days of research. If she's not coming in there already with the antidote in her bloodstream, it's GG's. Anyways, that's it for Tsunade versus the Akatsuki. Obviously, in a one-on-one context, I think she could beat pretty much... No, not even. Yeah, no, I think that's about as far as she gets. Anybody above this point in the tier list? Itachi, Sasori, Kisame, Pain, Obito, she's not doing anything to any of them. Like a one-hit kill, unironically, everybody has... There's nothing that's happening above this tier. I mean, unless you think Itachi's dying from his ninja aids at this moment. Maybe, but then Amaterasu, GG's. LOL, get sealed. Anyways, like for part 2.